meditation. Please allow me to check your meditation experience before we are going to further. For those who are relaxed, could you raise your hand? Okay, thank you. Hello, Irene and Eileen and Irene. Okay, good to see you both. Well, actually, good morning. Yes. Anyone experience time fly by very fast or feeling like your body is floating or disappearing? Raise your hand, please. 1 and 2, Helen. All right, thank you. All right, Miss Anna, good to see you as well. Okay, and anyone else? Okay, I don't see Emily and Claudia. You're here? Okay, that's good. Good to see you. Well, I'm using my phone. I couldn't see everyone's face much, but still. Now, as for our time, oh yeah, one last question. Anyone experience inner light of brightness inside? Raise your hand, please. Okay. Yeah, we got some. That's good, right? Well, thank you very much for sharing. As for today, in fact, I have the answer for this since I got the questions that for our topic today. What is your vision of your futures, or what is dream look like for the Buddhist monk? Well, before we are going that far further, can you change the screen to like a gallery screen? So can you stop? Okay. All right, Eileen, good to see you. Well, hope you check it later. Leave some comment if you like, so I can answer you later on. Can you share the screen? You can stop sharing screen. I don't know how you do that. But if you share the screen, maybe I can see everyone's face on the gallery, you know. But anyway, I don't think I can do that on my cell phone. But nevertheless, okay, all right. As for our discussion today, just let me tell the technical. Well, we have a new staff today, so you don't need to spot me on the screen. You just pin me, and they will be fine. And you can also add people when they're talking on the screen. Add the pin, then it will be show on screen. Okay, you got that? Okay, good. Well, now maybe on my phone it doesn't show. That's all right. Well, everyone. So today I like to hear your visions of the topic for today. In fact, maybe you can help me, and I can help you at the end for summarization about what is your future or what you want to do in the not far future or in the long distant future. Maybe we can keep sharing our way of perspective of what is your idea of future happiness in your life. Maybe anyone like to share? Mr. Paul, can you? Oh, it's not connect. Okay. I don't think I can hear anyone though. Let me check
Yeah.
from. Okay, go ahead.
So for myself, going forward, what I would like to see for myself is to find some inner peace. I'm in a very nice place here, very peaceful, tranquil. There's a lot of knowledge and wisdom, and in the near future, I like to just find my inner peace and just advance in meditation a little bit, hopefully, and that's pretty much my short-term plan. For the long-term future, I just hope we can get rid of the coronavirus completely and everybody's free to go about their business again and do whatever they want to do freely. That would be really, really good for everybody. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Like to share? I want to share mine too, but I want to hear everyone else first. Okay.
And Irene.
Okay.
For me, there's a couple of things. There's always the bigger picture, you know, and then the more inner heart. I wish for healing in relationships, and that I continue to find more peace where I am. And literally, we've moved this past year to a lot of acreage in the country, and it's very different. We've always lived in cities, and you know, I have lots of animals and all kinds of good stuff. And but I need to, you know, and it's the first time I've ever stopped working, you know, outside the home. So I've got some time on my hands, and I need to find peace here, and somehow be able to reach out to the local inhabitants. There's not many people out here. And then with the virus and all, we haven't been able to meet neighbors or socialize more, but that will start to ease. So there's two things: to find peace in my regular surroundings, and in those recesses of the heart where we have wounds because of relationship troubles.
Oh, thank you for sharing, Irene. Oh, that's very good. Anyone else? Oh, she left. What happened? Okay, well, it's all right.
Yeah, go for it, Anna.
Yeah, for me, all I wish for the moment is to continue on my path to inner peace, and have the possibility to travel again for the moment. That's what I wish for. I'm grateful where I am and for what I have, but it's the only thing that is missing.
Thank you, Anna, for sharing. So, all of these are, you know, everyone has their goal, even though they're differently. But of course, everything that you share, it is a good count. At least it's for you that you have in your mind. However, as what it is for future vision that you have in mind, everything is good according to each individual. And I have nothing against any of you who have such a very good idea that you shared today. And of course, I hope to all in the future when the pandemic is over, everyone are able to travel freely. We can see each other, and maybe we can continue our path of inner peace together again. But at this time, maybe you know, we should continue just by online first to keep our connections and inner peace together across the world. However, as for our meditation, okay, that is part of the journey that we must find for inner peace. To some, it's quite new. To some, it is good. To some, it's quite burden. Depend on how do you feel, and you keep practicing. The fact that you are here, that's a good thing. And so as for the future of the future, as for myself, since I've been asking you, maybe if I didn't tell you, it would be unfair, right? So that's therefore here. I'm just gonna tell you now as what my future is that. Well, the thing is, my mind is quite focusing on online at the moment. In fact, the thing is that as you can see in here, I'm still new in this kind of online thing, and of course, my visions may be quite limited. But however, as I'm doing, I begin to like meeting many people around the world through online. Therefore, I like to do this thing. That's what my vision is, that one day able to be reaching at certain time, certain place, certain people in the future. Maybe we can go see each other, and these people that I met, you know, I like to see them in each individual, and therefore maybe we can do some activity together once we meet. And maybe not far ahead in the future as well, once everyone can travel. Not only me go see you, but maybe you can follow me, come see me at my temple. And maybe we can have some special meditation in the peace together for a while if you have time to come. Therefore, hopefully everyone in the future, you have this plan prepared. So that way maybe we can, go travel. Maybe me and Mr. Paul, we can go together, right? Yeah, see like everyone around the world, maybe we can go see Anna in Belgium or see Miss Irene and Eileen in Washington and in Alabama. So this is something that we can do. But note this though, that's in my mind. I really want to go see you guys. So that's hopefully we can have a chance to meet each other in the future. But in fact, as in Buddhist scripture, there is something that telling about the people future as well. And also telling about the dreams. Well, the dream that I'm mentioning here are not like the dream that you are sleeping. It could be the dream. It means like the dream that you have planned ahead, what you want it to be like. And so that is the dream that we are talking. We're not talking about the dream or the omen that you see while you sleep. This thing we can talk, but does it have something talking about that? Yes. In fact, there is a scripture talking about the 16 kind of dream that dream about the future, what people gonna be like. But that's not gonna be talking about now. What I have in mind is that what we are just planning, what we just talk about, are just only the future ahead in our present. But life are not just only right now. There are afterlife and the life after afterlife. Therefore, if you're gonna plan, you can plan yourself in 3 goals. At the present level, I would call in the present life, they call this in the level of the earth level. It means like in the present life that you are living yourself right now, everyone. What it is in here is that, well, when you are dreaming, okay, like I have my dream right now, want to see you guys, want to see everyone. This is the present. It's good to have, but this, I'm sure everyone have the same thing is we want to find happiness in the present. But life are not the end after we pass away. In Buddhism, it's also telling that it's continue its journey in different form, depend on your karma. So that's if you want to secure yourself happiness in the future as well. This is something you must also plan too, which means plan for the afterlife. How? We do not know whether we are gonna be happy. We do not know whether what our afterlife gonna be like. But one thing for sure, when we do something good, like we find inner peace together at this moment, we share our wisdom, we share our feelings, and help each other. This is something called good deeds, and this will continue passing on afterlife as well when you do such thing, and this will secure you the place of happiness afterlife. But if you continue to torture someone, hurting other people's feeling, or making something evil that make yourself suffer and others suffer, if yourself suffer alone is worse enough, but other too is even worse. Thus, therefore, when you are practice of good deeds, it not only secure you in the present, but the life after when you pass away. But what about the higher goal than this? Well, let's remind you again before we are gonna go further into the third goal. The, the, there are 3 goals in Buddhism. One in the present life, which is the earth level. The afterlife, to secure your happiness, that is the goal for the sky level. And above the sky, this is the third goal, which is to find everlasting peace or happiness. This goal can only be achieved through purify or practice of meditation. Thus, if you find yourself inner peace, maintain at all times, 24 hours and every second, this will strongly secure you the place of the above goal. The above the sky goal. Therefore, everyone, when you are want to plan for your future. Right now, I am teaching Mr. Paul right now too. So I remember when he came to our temple, he went to the pagoda. It's kind of like a custom. When you do something, you make a wish, right? I remember when he came first time, he closed his eye and he just make his mind making a wish. It's very fast, it's like snapping finger, just like that. That's just how it is. But now, today, I went to the pagoda with him. I finished my making wish. He still continue longer than me. So I think he begin to plan for himself the present, the afterlife, and the above goal now. So I think he begin to learn the concept, not planning just only in the present. And I'm sure you're learning from today. Maybe it can be to your benefit in the future to plan what you want to be happy in this present. How? You might want to be in detail though, because sometimes when you make a wish, you all just want to be happy. Happy can come all kind of sort of ways, in many forms too. But how you want it, you might want to be more specific. It's better, write it down. So this can remind you. But why is it so important to make yourself a goal like that? It's kind of like you plan yourself ahead for a roadmap, something like that, right, everyone? So if you want to go somewhere, for example, you want to go to Washington, D.C. to meet the President of United States. How are you going to get there, for example? Buy yourself a ticket. Where you want to land on which airport, maybe JFK airport. And how are you going to get there? Or you rent a limousine or a taxi. You make an appointment with the secretary of, something, same thing too. You want to plan yourself ahead, be more specific in this present. And then, if you are lucky enough, you want this to continue too for afterlife plan, where you want to be. Oh, I want to be in heaven. Oh, heaven, there are many forms, heaven on earth, heaven on the sky, heaven above the sky. There are so many kinds. But in Buddhism, there are 6 levels of heaven. But maybe there are different kinds. Maybe we can talk about Buddhist cosmology in podcast later on. Do I have a plan? Yes, but not in a while because we have to finish the 38 blessing first. Anyway, now and then for the third goal, the above the sky, it is something, even though you don't need to be specific, but at the end of your making list solution, the destination always been here. It could be depend on where do you practice in your religion. Sometimes you want to be with the Lord, sometimes you want to be with the Buddha, depend on how you want to be. But at the end of your goal, always remember, find everlasting happiness. Purify your mind or be with the place where you want, because this is going to be designated where you want to be. And that's in Buddhism. Talking about the future, yes, as all the monks has, they have 3 goals. If in this life they still cannot purify their mind, the monk in Buddhism you usually go to heaven. That's their aim. If they don't, make a mistake in the end of their life, and everyone can make mistake, so that it could be go to the unhappy place too, depend. But if in case they are making correct deeds, yes, they go to heaven. But that heaven is temporary, but the end of their journey would be nibbana or nirvana. And thus, the monk usually have the 3 plans in their life. 1, in the present, to be happy. 2, if they cannot go to nirvana, at least they go to heaven. And as the time come again, they will have opportunity to purify their mind as a human being. Thus, they will continue the practice and aim for nirvana again. And this is the plan that the Buddhist monk and taught by our master. And so always the teachers of the teachings of the Buddha is the everlasting, the highest goal in Buddhism is nirvana. And this is how we practice. And so everyone, I am sure now you get the idea today and summarize. You can plan yourself in 3 goals. 1 in the present life, 1 in the afterlife, and 1 in the lasting goal or nirvana, or depend on where you want to be with your religion, with your belief. Therefore, everyone, I'm sure this concept is not too difficult for you to grab, right? Therefore, hopefully it will be a good guideline for you to learn today. What is your vision of your future to be? Now, hopefully not too difficult. How about anyone have question before we end our session today? Since I won't be able to see your face, maybe you're gonna have to raise your hand and let our host, spotting you. I'll pin you on the screen so I can see and talk to you. Go ahead. I'm sure. Do you want to ask? Is it
Irene,
clear?
do you have one?
Miss Emily? Miss Claudia?
Yes.
Miss Helen?
I think it's quite.
Yeah.
Can you hear
it's
me?
Good, Miss Irene?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Thank you. Claudia, all right.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes,
okay.
I hear you very well. Yes.
Okay. I think you have touched a very profound and interesting subject. That is to say, what is the vision in the Buddhist vision of the future? And you mentioned nirvana and future life. So maybe I could suggest that maybe in other occasions we go deeper into this subject. Okay, just to understand the Buddhist cosmology and what is this future lives. Thank you.
Thank you for your interest. I think maybe it could be a good subject to start on with about the Buddhist cosmology. But in fact, it was so vast and detailed. You couldn't believe it, how it come. It's just so vast, like you can see with your eyes. The detail that I learned from the scriptures and some of the texts that I read. Well, but it cannot be described by the words. It also needs to be explained and shown in the pictures. Therefore, maybe once I make a presentation, I will get back to you in some course, maybe in special course. It depends. Okay, so when sometime availability in like that, maybe we can do that in the future on. I'm not sure about a youngster are interested though, but maybe it could be for us. Yeah, but I think we can develop our Buddhist cosmology and practice, and maybe sharing our thought in here. So thank you, Claudia, for sharing your interest. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Maybe in the future, yes. If you are happy, all right, Miss. Okay. Okay, thank you, Helen, for sharing. If you are happy in this life and find inner peace, that will help you into the next life. Well, yes, because you see, okay, Emily, I'm issue with my connection today's session to a midst of. Okay, don't worry about that, Miss Emily. We all record. We will post it in YouTube, so you can check that out. Okay, since you asked Miss Helen, that's good. Well, about this happy life. Okay, my master, the white spot, the one that you learn, that I bring all the knowledge of his teaching. This will be also described later on in the podcast, so stay tuned in there. About that is that in the Buddhist scriptures, no, not Buddhist scripture, just simply understanding, explaining by our master is that the mind, at the end of one's life, this is how one determines where you will go. Whether you're going to be happy, whether you're going to be unhappy, this is the determination where it will lead you next life. If you do all the good deed, but at that moment, before you pass away, it explained that people before they die, they will have a last 3 breaths. It's kind of like this. That's it. It's kind of like that. Okay. Yes. This is how one pass away in when they change their realm in the different form after one pass away. This is how it is. Okay. In this last 3 breaths, if they are not happy, they're thinking about their misdeed or mistake in the past, it most likely to bring them to the unhappy and the happy realm. But it won't be too long. But yes, it's gonna be to that place first. because the mind is leading its place. It's kind of like when you have a fly and a butterfly, you put them in a box. Once you release them, wherever it's like it to go, it will heading to that. The fly would go to the dirty place. The butterfly would go to flowers. It's same thing like that too. If the mind are not happy before one pass, it's changing its realm. It will go to the unhappy place. It's kind of like working that way. Same thing too. If your mind are happy and find peaceful at the end of your life, it will lead you to the happy place. Depend on how happiness you have accrued during your present moment. This is quite detailed explaining because what one see is already, uh, I mean, what is explained is kind of like very detailed in the Buddhist scripture. That's how it goes. So therefore, that is why we encourage everyone to keep your mind at peace and happiness all the time. So whenever you pass away, this will lead you to the happy place. Okay. There are many details too. For example, one time I heard from my friends who were having discussion with our master, but this was long time ago, about maybe 20 years ago, almost 20 years ago, I think. One time that at the time, our master, he was study Buddhist scripture, and he listened to the Dhamma talk by one of the lay person. He's like a Dhamma teacher, but he's not a monk. He used to ordain though when he was young, but once he grew up, he disrobed and he have a family life. But because of the knowledge that he was so excel in teaching, he became a teacher of Dhamma. He was invited to many places. He explained so well. Our master liked him very much. So he used the technique and the knowledge that he learned from this Dhamma teacher. But when he passed away, our master meditated. And yes, he want to know where this teacher is because, you know, his knowledge is so excel and benefit to many people in Thailand. But sadly, he doesn't go that far. So he went to ask. Don't ask how he met. He just only said that he meditated. Okay, so he met this guy in the afterlife. So he asked, you know, I appreciate your teaching, but why didn't you go higher? He could go higher, his knowledge. But one thing, he wouldn't dare to lie. You know what he said? The master said that guy told him that even though he teach the Dhamma, but he don't believe in it. When he don't believe in it, but at least what he did is a good deed. It lead him to the happy place, but it's not very high. But if he has start practice and do like he said, he can go higher. Depend. How high? Well, maybe I'll leave that for another time in the Buddhist cosmology. I'll keep that in mind though. But anyway, so that's just something that I learned from my friend who went to discuss with our teachers, our master. So that's something. But of course, one thing that determines the happiness you're gonna be is the quality of your mind. If you meditate today, you feel light, you feel refreshed. That's already in the good condition. Begin to go higher and subtle. The more subtle the mind is, the better quality of your mind. And you are most likely to be more in a happy place than the unhappy place. So that is why, even though you are not the Buddhist, but if you meditate, it is already secure you the happy place that you're gonna be, because that is the quality of your mind that determine where you're gonna be. Thus, therefore, everyone, I would like to encourage everyone to practice and continue your meditation every day. And of course, if you need a friend, you need some guidance, always join us at Inner Peace Daily, and we can come have a little talk and discussion today on Inner Peace Wednesday. Oh, no, in my journey, yes. So, thank you. I hope this could be benefit to everyone today. And thank you for all of you who are sharing your thought and discuss with us. You know, I try to make it more open. Maybe some next time we have more participations next time. Anyway, now, as for our time is permit, I think it is a good time to end our discussion today. So, Mr. Paul, I will give you a hand in right now, the mic.
Thank you, Lompi, for the insight. Very amazing, very interesting. Very happy to hear about this, and I think other people are as well. So yes, that's fantastic. I think we will conclude our session. Thank you everybody for sharing as well. And I'd like to invite everybody, if you'd like to unmute your microphone, we can put our hands together to pay respect to our teaching monk. We can bow and say Namaskar.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everybody, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good day,
Bill, we are
everyone.
together again. Hi, Pri.
Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Good photo, right?
Oh, group photo. Sorry, don't go just yet.
All right.
Got it.
Okay,
now.
thank you so much, everybody. Okay. All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you. Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. Bye-bye.
Thank you.